Good evening, everyone. My name is Terry Iman, and I'm the Program Director and COO at the Lupus Foundation of America, Georgia chapter. And we are absolutely honored to have our speaker tonight, and I am going to introduce her. Her name is Christina Drunkard, MD, PhD, Associate Professor, Emory University School of Medicine, Department of Medicine, Division of Rheumatology, Emory Rollins School of Public Health, and Department of Epidemiology. That's a mouthful, but this is a very talented woman. Dr. Drunkard research focuses on understanding the burden of lupus in ethnic minorities and reducing health-related inequities in SLE. She is a principal investigator of the Women Empowered to Live with Lupus Well, a clinical trial that aims to examine the benefits of a community-based self-management intervention program among African-American women with lupus. Dr. Drunkard is also co-principal investigator of the Georgians Organized Against Lupus cohort, a population-based cohort established in Atlanta to learn about the impact of psychosocial factors on lupus outcomes. Dr. Drunkard serves as a member of the Medical Advisory Board of the Georgia chapter of the Lupus Foundation of America and the steering committee of the Lupus Awareness and Education programs led by the American College of Rheumatology Collaborative Initiatives. Dr. Drunkard is the director of the Let's Talk About Lupus program, an online education program in Spanish and Portuguese to educate Latin American people living with lupus. Dr. Drunkard received the Lauren H. Daltrey Award for Excellence in Health Communication for her work to improve lupus education and reduce health disparities at the recent Lupus 21st Century 2018 meeting in Armonk. We are so grateful to have Dr. Drunkard in our chapter and have her in Atlanta. She's a gift to all of us. She has helped us spearhead our Hispanic outreach programs and is very involved in our Hispanic support group. And without further ado, I would like to introduce the amazing Dr. Christina Drunkard.
Oh, Terry, I mean, your introduction is too much for me. I am so delighted to be here today with all of you connected through this platform. I hope we can do kind of a nice experience tonight by kind of providing information and exchanging thoughts, and I will try to really answer all the questions that you have. So my presentation, as you have seen in the announcement, is about self-management in people living with lupus. So what I want to really give all of you tonight is a sense of what self-management is and why it is important. So, and the first thing I want to start talking about is, or want to introduce to you is this, through these cartoons, segments, is some experiences that many people with lupus may live through this character. Her name is Jackie. She's a young lady who had a diagnosis of lupus a few years ago. And one of the feelings that, she, as many people with lupus have, is at many times is losing control of things that happen in terms of with her health and with her life. Like the effects of the disease are always on the back of her mind. Because suddenly after the diagnosis or after the disease starts showing symptoms and problems, many things change. So she needs to deal with pain, with fatigue, flares, learn to recognize flares. Medications is another aspect, very difficult for many people living with lupus, because it's very common that Um, you may need to take many medications a day. And of course, there are those feelings of worry and guilty for things that you no longer can do. So losing control is something that is natural sometimes when we have to face a very stressful new situation in our life. And particularly in people with lupus, because the symptoms are so unpredictable, that really leads to feelings of frustrations because you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Expectations have to change. The reality is different, and all these feelings many times or often can end with depression, with anger, with anxiety, and some other negative emotions. So, and putting all together is like feeling overwhelmed. And on the top of that, because lupus is a disease that some people cannot really understand what is going on your body, and they think that you are okay. So it's a disease that also is associated with many feelings of, that feeling of being alone, that not being understood by other people. And this is what is happening to Jackie very often. So, and one of the really difficult things, or one of the worst things that can happen to somebody who has a chronic condition like lupus is losing control. Because when you lose control, or the control is taken away from you by the disease, you start reacting instead of making informed decisions and acting under specific plans and taking advantage of the tools, resources that may be available, but the overwhelming feeling is really playing against you. So how to regain control when your illness has taken it? So there are two aspects that I want to really make clear. Anyone who has a chronic condition and has to go to the doctor and take medications is doing something that we all know as self-care. It means the things that people living with a chronic condition do on a day-to-day basis to manage the disease. And that's different from self-management. Self-management is really the ability to make decisions and take actions based on how you know your disease, what are your individual needs, your specific needs, your capacities, and your reality. So self-management is a education process, and there are many tools that can help on that process. So that education learning process tries to help patients to incorporate healthy lifestyle activities, build skills to take control of your mental and physical health, and also to take control of your social and vocational needs. So, but I believe that you may have a better understanding of what, self-management is and why it is important from a video that I will see if I can broadcast for you. Just give me a few seconds and see if we can do this. It will take a few seconds.
Self-management is the ability to make informed decisions and adopt healthy behaviors. To practice self-management, a person needs to have knowledge of their disease and how to manage it, and an understanding of their individual health needs. Furthermore, a person needs to know how to communicate their needs to their healthcare providers. Simply put, self-management includes all the things you can do on a daily basis to help manage your health. Your healthcare appointments can be months apart, so practicing self-management can be a way to support yourself in between those visits. People living with lupus nephritis who learn and practice self-management skills may experience important health benefits. These skills can help you maintain or improve physical, mental, and social aspects of your health. Practicing self-management can help you recognize changes throughout your body. It can also help to improve your health, which is not just important to you, but also your family, friends, and healthcare team. Self-management topics include managing your physical symptoms, managing and taking your medications as instructed, communicating with your healthcare providers, making decisions related to your health, setting goals and priorities to support your health, family planning. With these topic areas, you can learn important self-management skills, including how to monitor your symptoms so that you can catch flares early, read and understand your lab test results, keep track of your medications and follow your treatment plan, be an active member of your healthcare team, talk to your healthcare providers when you have questions or concerns, make lifestyle changes that may help to maintain or improve your quality of life, adopt healthy lifestyle habits that may prevent or lessen the kidney damage caused by lupus nephritis. Self-management skills are tools that may help you manage your health and help you feel better over time. Now that you know what self-management is and why it is important, take some time to look at the additional materials on the website and learn how to practice self-management.
So how it was. So this is from the Lupus Initiative. Okay, so as you see as you may have seen on the video, that it was a little more focused on lupus nephritis, but the general concepts are applicable to all type of lupus and lupus symptoms. So why self-management education is important, it was in some way kind of discussed in the video, but there are different programs and different tools that may support self-management education, and patients that are equipped with self-management skills can really successfully manage daily disease-related challenges and improve their quality of life. So I'm going to now go to another video, which is testimonies from patients with chronic diseases, not necessarily lupus, about how important self-management education may have been for them. So let me just open this.
Patients who live with chronic diseases really need to learn more of the coping strategies. There's so much more to living with a chronic disease than taking the medication. A self-management education program teaches people skills that help them to manage their chronic condition on a daily basis.
It speaks on growing older, your health, your exercising, the foods we eat. It's just a whole open book of what we need to manage our lives.
Managing a chronic condition is a day-to-day challenge. At most, a person might see their physician once a month. Well, that leaves 29 more days of how do I take care of myself?
What I want out of life is to spend as much valuable time with my family. Having the knowledge and the skills and the confidence is a huge key, because people walk out of there knowing that, hey, I can do more.
Okay, so that is to give you a sense of how important self-management is, the learning process and the skills that can be acquired by learning or using different tools. So, and the other thing is, okay, but what are the self-management needs of people living with lupus? We know that self-management needs are not just focused on symptoms, which are very common, like pain, fatigue, breathing, but also is taking control of learning how to deal with difficult emotions that are, as I said at the beginning, often present in people with lupus: frustration, depression, anxiety, anger, how to take medications and to minimize side effects, how to reduce the risk of complication, either cardiovascular disease or osteoporosis, which can happen also in patients with lupus, and also how to cope and manage other aspects of your life: family, school, career, or work. So patients can be empowered to better self-manage the disease, but how? Understanding lupus is the first step. How lupus impacts your body, learning about lupus flares, learning about treatments and therapies, learning more about listening more to your body and to your mind, like improving the self-awareness through different techniques: mindfulness meditation, or using a journal to log on your observations about your body, your feelings on a daily basis is also another way to listening to your body and your mind and start learning how to cope with those different aspects of living with lupus. Communicating very effectively or more effectively with your doctor is also a huge step that these self-management tools can help you with. And seeking support from others is critical. Many times it's very difficult to deal with so many things together, not just the symptoms, the medications, but also the different aspects of your life, family demands, job issues, and all that stuff cannot be done. You cannot put everything on your shoulders. Seeking support from others is key to really effectively manage your disease. And of course, adopting healthy lifestyles habits, which is critical, not only in relation with the symptoms of your disease, but also in general. Eating better, exercising, using relaxation techniques when you are overwhelmed or you are feeling too much stressed out, and taking time for recreation and enjoying aspects of your life. So lupus is not all the time on your mind. So, and this is what Jackie started doing with the advice of a nurse. She started kind of taking better control and taking small steps to do that, because nobody can learn how to self-manage a chronic disease so complex as lupus in a short period of time or doing everything together. So one of the first steps she took was to be honest with her doctor about how she was taking her medications. And that conversation really gave her another picture, gave her the possibility to really discuss her issues, her concerns, and also for the doctor to better understand what was going on and propose different things when she was not comfortable with the medications or side effects of the medications that she was taking. She also took support from others and started taking a little more time for recreation, because that's very important. Exercising, relaxing, walking every day at lunchtime can be a good idea, or taking time to relax each evening. So those are steps that are part of self-management control. And as I say, seeking support and connecting with others, and seeking support and connecting with other patients or peers is critical. And there are several resources. The Lupus Foundation, the Georgia chapter, and the Lupus Foundation nationwide have a lot of resources that can be very helpful, and I will go over some of them shortly. So those different small steps are really working in a way that there is more advances in planning, in as I say, taking small steps, taking things easy, and feeling less alone and overwhelmed. When you see that you are regaining control over your life and over your health. And that is very helpful to overcome the challenges of living with lupus. So, and now I'm going to go to some of the self-management resources that you could look when you have time. And I will start with the Lupus Initiative website, which is the animated video that I presented first was from this website. This is a great website that has one section just about self-management. And let me just show you very briefly how the website is organized. So you go to self-management tools for people living with lupus, and you will see different aspects. Physical, mental, emotional health is considered here. So depending on your interest, there are management of physical symptoms, medication decision-making, communication with the healthcare team, life management. So when you click in any of these, for example, I will click on management of symptoms, it will show different resources, either flyers or booklets to read, but also other animated videos, not just the one that I showed you before, but there are many other animated videos with different topics, and also videos by providers and by other patients with their testimonies about how they cope and live with lupus. So this is a very great tool to start exploring self-management. And the other one that I wanted to show you is the CDC self-management education website, which is about learning more and feeling better. It's not for lupus, specifically for lupus, but it's for people with different chronic conditions. And this website also has a lot of resources about chronic condition, arthritis, chronic pain, depression, and and there is also an item about lupus. So you can also learn or get resources from this wonderful website. I'm sorry, this is a little slow because I have to move from one screen from to the other. So, and regarding the issue about managing basic or fundamental aspects of your health, there is this program, which is a chronic disease self-management program. It is not specific for lupus, but it is a structured program that is evidence-based, has been proven to really improve self-management skills and quality of life and many aspects in the life of people with chronic conditions, because it teaches people to manage pain, difficult emotions, stress, depression, and many other aspects of a chronic condition that are common to many different chronic diseases. So, and because I was very interested in this program, this is one of my research studies. I'm doing this trial of this program in African American women with lupus, trying to really learn whether this program may be helpful for our African American community with lupus, and to see how valuable this program may be for this population. So we are ending the program or this research next year, and we are having a good results, really promising results. People really value the program, and we are going to start just going public with results probably early next year. So stay tuned about this potential resource for people with lupus, because this is a program that is widely available in the community. You don't need to go to any hospital, and it's mostly free it's free in most of the U.S. states. It's widely available. So as I say, stay tuned about the results. So there is a toolkit also for active living with chronic condition that is in this website, the Self-Management Resource Center, that can be very helpful. This is not specific for lupus, but can help to really learn how to manage all these different problems and issues when on a daily basis for people who have pain, fatigue, managing multiple medications as people with lupus have. And of course, the resources from the Lupus Foundation of America, Georgia chapter, that brings people together with the support groups and all these different seminars and connection with experts, and that the chapter is permanently providing to our community. And don't forget the resource center on lupus, the National Resource Center on Lupus from the Lupus Foundation of America nationwide, which also has a lot of resources. And the Lupus Connect, which is a wonderful resource for you to get connected with a healthcare provider or expert in lupus, or somebody with experience in lupus that would respond to your questions. So, and I'm going to summarize or wrap up here on how really somebody living with lupus can be empowered, can regain control on the health and the life and different aspects. And this is really, as we can see in this graph, it entails different aspects. It's not just one thing, it's a lot of different things that can be done, and different people may have different needs. That's because at the beginning I say that self-management really is a learning process when based on your needs, your capacities, your reality, and all the tools that you can use as a learning process, you can really start applying those, so building skills and applying tools to improve different aspects of your life. So one of the key critical aspects to be empowered is to build self-management skills. And that can be done through learning how to enhance problem-solving strategies, to establish goals based on your particular needs, and set goals that are realistic, and make a plan of action to really achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. Those are critical aspects, and those are skills that we need to build to effectively manage symptoms and different aspects of a chronic condition. And it is also related with how much confident you are to do all these different aspects. And confidence is what is going to help you to in the decision-making process, and to do healthy changes in your life. To learning more about the disease is also critical, because learning more about your mind, your body, your symptoms, medications, how the disease may progress, and how you prevent complication is getting ahead of what may happen. And finally, social support, which is very critical. Social support for your healthcare team. Your healthcare team is a group that people that really wants to help you. So discuss with your doctor, with your nurse, with your social workers, all the issues that you may have. And also with your family, your friend, to seek for help when you need it. Remember that you cannot do everything by yourself. Seek for the help of others is very important. And take into account that peers are very valuable resources, because they have other experiences, and you can learn from the experiences from other people living with lupus. So I'm going to finish here. I want to thank Terry for the invitation, and all of you for your time and for joining this wonderful live session. And I will take your questions.
Okay. Dr. Drunkard, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation and for all of that information. And I've had a couple of people ask, will they get a copy of this presentation? We can get you a copy of the slides, but there's also going to be a copy of this actual presentation, the video. We are recording it. So we will have that up on our website, and I'll make sure to send it out to the different chapters so they can distribute it to you as well. So we have a couple of questions here tonight. The first one is, what do you think about taking supplements for sleep, for anxiety?
Okay. Okay, so it's a very good question, because it's a concern that many patients with lupus have, or is a question that many patients have. So what happened with supplements is that, particularly for better sleeping, is that supplements normally can be helpful. The over-the-counter supplements can be helpful, but only for exceptional nights when you cannot sleep. But really, for taking supplements on a regular basis, it's really something that may create a habit, and you may start needing a higher and higher dose of the supplement, because many of these supplements are done with some components or some type of drugs that create that habit. So I would recommend that if the problem is bad quality of sleep or not being able to get sleep very easily, so there are different things that can be done to improve the quality of the sleep. And there are programs and recommendations that you can discuss with your doctor that would really help you, because it's creating new habits. It's really learning how to go to sleep every night at the same time, how to really reduce the stimulus of the cell phone and the computer, kind of relaxing before going to sleep. There are many things that can be done to improve sleeping. And there are things that if poor sleep is because there is anxiety or too much worry about what is going on, or about different things in relation to the disease or our life, which happened to all of us. I mean, this is something that we know has happened to many people, particularly at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, and still many people having problems to sleep and worries and anxiety. So there are also different things that can be done to reduce anxiety and improve sleep. And that could be one of those that I mentioned in my presentation. Relaxation techniques, mindfulness meditation. Those are things that are scientifically proven to work. And if those are not enough, you can talk to your doctor, because there are medications that can be very helpful. But the importance of medication prescribed by your doctor is that those can be really supervised by your doctor. Your doctor will know exactly what you are taking and how you are taking. The doctor will know the side effects and why it may be appropriate or not, for good or not for you. As opposed to the supplements, that many times we don't know what is in the supplements, or we don't exactly know what is in the supplements. And there are not studies that demonstrate the safety and the benefits of the supplement. Those are some of the negative things about taking supplements without discussing with your doctor. The other negative things or potential problem of taking supplements is that they may have interactions with the medication that you take for your lupus. So my main recommendation is, before making the decision of taking anything over the counter, talk to your doctor about your issues, discuss what you have on mind, and see what your doctor says. And eventually, if your doctor is okay, you can go ahead and do it. But it may happen that he or she may recommend something even better, more beneficial, and safer for you.
That's a great answer. Thank you so much. And I love the way that you distinguish between occasional use and habitual use. And I agree with you, and that's one thing that we always say at the Lupus Foundation is just talk it over with your doctor before you take anything. Just talk it over with your doctor to see, like you said, the implications of any kind of side effects. So
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, because as I say before, your doctor is really there to help you. Your doctor wants the best for you, and is a person who knows about lupus, knows about you, what issues you have, what symptoms, what potential complications may come after certain period of time, of if you do A or B. So it's a person who is really in the best position to counsel you about taking something over the counter. So that's a message, I believe. Talk to your doctor. And it may happen, as I say, that your doctor is okay with some of the supplements.
Okay, that's a great answer. Thank you so much. This one is a little bit more related to medication. Somebody who's on methotrexate, and they've started having some cognitive problems and memory issues that continue to, so the methotrexate helped them with all the symptoms that they needed. So it helped them with seizures and other issues they're having, but they feel that over time they've developed cognitive problems and memory issues. Is that something they need to address with their doctor?
Absolutely. Every question, everything, every issue that you have or you are not comfortable with, go to the doctor and talk to her or to him. That's what I try to emphasize when I say self-management. One of the aspects of effective self-management is communicating with your doctor, being honest, talking, asking, and making decisions that are informed and that are shared with your doctor, because that's the best, working as a team with your doctor. So going specifically to the question about methotrexate, whether it may be causing these cognitive issues, this is not a common side effect of this drug. So if you are having cognitive issues, memory problems, or it may be many other things. It doesn't really need to be these particular medications. There are other medications that may be related with cognitive problems or memory issues. The lupus by itself also may have that, what we know as a lupus fog, meaning some memory issues sporadically. So, but these are things that need to be discussed with your doctor, because he is going to be in a better position to assess what is the problem, what is the root of the problem, and how to tackle the problem. So that's, again, my recommendation.
Okay. So we got a few questions in the chat room here. Should a person, and I know your answer to this, should a person stop taking medications and take natural alternatives to manage their disease?
Yeah, we are kind of talking about the same, right?
Right. Okay. And then they wanted to know also, are there any types of mental exercises that can help manage lupus?
Yeah. But before we go to the mental exercises, let me just expand a little bit about the natural medicines, that kind of stuff, because one thing that patients that are interested in those natural medicines need to really consider is that it may be some things that may work. We are not saying, no, forget about that, but the main point is discuss with the doctor, because some natural medicine may have some benefits, but some others may, as I say before with the supplements, they may interfere with the medication that you take for your lupus. So instead of doing a benefit, you are really taking a risk of getting the disease less well controlled as it was before. So be careful with that, and again, talk to your doctor. So regarding the other question about, it was about mental control, something like that?
Mental exercises.
Mental
Exercises to help manage the disease.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those are evidence-based. This is something that we all recommend to our patients. Why? Because there is science behind that. There are studies that have demonstrated that different techniques to have better mind control, the mindfulness meditation, for example, those can improve patients, can improve not only mental aspect of the disease, meaning reducing anxiety, reducing depression, but also being more focused. For example, there are several studies that have demonstrated that mindfulness meditation doing on a regular basis for at least 10 minutes really improves your capacity to concentrate, to be focused, to achieve your tasks, and also has benefits on your physical health, because there is more harmony, better harmony between your mind and your body, and that's very beneficial also.
Okay.
So highly recommended.
There you go. There you go. You see like you say, evidence-based, showing that helps.
Exactly. Evidence-based.
Okay,
Yeah.
we have another question here. I found information about how leaky gut is a probable cause for some diseases. Should a person try to find out a way to heal the gut?
So can you repeat again? I didn't catch the first part.
Okay, I have found information about how leaky gut is a probable cause for some diseases. Should a person try to find a way to heal the gut?
Okay, the gut. There are some studies that have demonstrated a relationship between bacteria in the gut and chronic conditions. And if there is a problem, of course, we need to find a way to heal it. But again, these are things that are not completely well known, and it's better to talk about this with your doctor.
Okay, that's great advice, to speak with your doctor about that. Okay, do medications make it hard for me to get motivated? I get so frustrated. I can't do the things I used to do. I need to find out a way to deal with it.
Right. Okay, yeah, I mean, the frustration, as I elaborated a little bit in the presentation, normally it's really a common feeling when somebody lose control of something that used to have all under control. When we lose our health, when we get sick with lupus or any other condition, our reality changes completely. Mm-hmm. And perhaps we need to reset our expectations based on what we can achieve, based on how adapt to the new reality of living with some limitations, physical or mental, or things that we no longer can do because we may need to stop our career for a period of time until we get better, or rethink about family planning. There are so many things that may change, and these are difficult things that happen to people with lupus and with other chronic conditions. So the frustration normally comes from that rather than from the medications. And the frustration leads to losing motivation, and which is in some way a symptom that is not being motivated to do things is one of the symptoms that could potentially indicate some level of depression. So what is important in those cases is try to, again, connect with your doctor, share your concerns, share your issues. So maybe your doctor can do a more deeply evaluation of whether you may have depression or other negative emotions that are really interfering with your normal life, and recommend either behavioral cognitive therapy or counseling, or even medications in some cases. But the important thing is really to realize that it's important to realize that you feel frustrated. It's valid to feel the frustration. Don't feel guilty because of that. But being self-aware of that is the first step to really start taking control and say, okay, I'm dealing with this, now I need to do something about this. What I am going to do? And then coping with the disease is really the final goal that you have to set for yourself. How I cope with this new reality, how I can really reset my expectations and deal with my reality to live better with the resources and the things that I have with me. And that is a process. And sometimes we cannot go through the process by ourselves. Sometimes we need help. So if you're stuck in one of these levels of the process, seek for help, because that what may really end up you to need.
That's fantastic. So, what you're saying is part of the problem is acknowledging that there's a problem. Right. Just acknowledging it and seeking help to get you to the point where you're coping. That's fantastic. Okay, here's another one. How do I find time for self-care?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm so busy with my family, my job, my kids, etc.
Right, that's a good one. And we all have those. The time is not enough, right? Mm-hmm. But I believe part of the response would be kind of trying to really first organize better, if you can, taking notes, for example, of what is your normal day, what you need to do, what you want to do. So kind of in some way realize what is in front of me, what are all the different things that I need to deal with on a daily basis, and then start with a priority list. Okay, which one are the most important? Which one are really those that I need to do, and how I can do more in a organized way. And then, of course, seeking seeking support by other people, either your husband, your kids, your mom, friends. So because some of the things that you may be doing can be taken by other people that would be happy to help you. So don't, as I say before, don't take everything on your shoulders. Just share with others your concerns and the things that you need to do. And you can even negotiate with your family, with family members that are happy to help you, and say, okay, I need 1 hour in my day just for me, and I will do this, which is part of my self-care. I will do my mindfulness meditation or my yoga class or my recreation activity, and this is just for me. And everyone, if everyone is on board and respect your time, that is going to work for everyone, because you are going to be in better mood. You will feel supported by your family members, and everybody is going to function much better around you, I believe.
Thank you. And that's it. I love what you touched on there, is give people the opportunity to help you. People
Right.
want to help, and tell them what you need. They're not mind readers. Tell them what you need. Okay, one quick more question, because we're just about done here. Is it really possible to reduce my stress through self-management?
Right, yes. And we all live under stress, and some people are better handling stress and really kind of dealing with it. Some other people are not so good. I'm, for example, somebody who had a lot of stress many times. So there are many ways. And again, I would recommend again the mindfulness meditation, because this is so accessible. Everyone can do it. It's free, or you may want to have an app on your smartphone to guide your mindfulness meditation. You can do in a very short period of time every day. 10 minutes is enough, and it's something that at the beginning looks very odd and difficult, but it's a practice. It's something that you can practice, and you will have more and more skills. And what happens with mindfulness meditation is that it creates new connections in your brain, in a way that substances that are good for your brain and reduce the stress are going to start producing more and more, and working to reduce the anxiety, the worries that normally people who are under a lot of stress have. So this is one recommendation. There are other ways. Exercising, for example. Physical activity is also very good to reduce stress, and it's good for our health. And there are different types of exercises that people with lupus can do, but that's another way to reduce stress. And if that's not enough, that if the stress is still taking over you, again, talk to your doctor, because some people may need medication to reduce the anxiety and to really reduce the threshold, to kind of not reduce, increase the threshold for stress, the reaction to things that happen on a daily basis. And that is also important, because in lupus, you all know that stress is a trigger of flares. And there are some studies that suggest that stress is not only associated with more activity or higher risk of flares, but also to increase risk of damage in your body, because chronic stress, specifically chronic stress that we have on an everyday basis, is a change in the way our body functions, and is producing substances that are bad for our body. And those substances are going to do some cause some dysfunction in the immune system, in the hormones, in the brain, in different parts of our body. So it's very important. It's very important to take stress very seriously and try to work actively to reduce stress. And it's definitely doable. That's the good news. It's doable.
Well, and that's a great takeaway message, that this works. Work it and it works. So give this a try. We're at 8 o'clock right now, and I want to thank Dr. Drunkard for your wonderful presentation tonight. We will have a recording of this, and we will have the slides. And if you have any specific disease-related questions, please talk to your doctor about those. But if you have any additional questions, send them to your chapter, and they can get them to us if we have time to answer more questions later. But I want to thank you all for taking the time tonight to join us. And this is a first step in self-management, is to learn about it and to learn what you have to do. So with that, I'm going to bid you all a good night, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone.